What's up, everybody? It's the Red Lion Radio. One Piece SBS 112 has come out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Mm-hmm.
the new Tankobon has come out, and we have more questions and answers from the community in Oda. So uh, we're just gonna, run through a couple of them. If you're unfamiliar with the show, that's Kev. I'm Corey. We talk about One Piece a lot. Today, we're talking about the Q&A for Oda. So if you like that kind of content, support. As always, Kev, what's the first topic?
First topic, right out the gate, we hit a banger. What was Gabon's role in the Roger Pirates? Now, Oda takes the long way home, which I love with certain things like this. He gave a longer answer. I gave general introduction to the Roger Pirates back in volume 96's SBS, but I'll now introduce the main members and their roles. So we know about 24 different Roger Pirates, but we get the main group. Captain, Goldie Roger. First Mate, Silver's Rayleigh. Navigator, Scopper, Gabon. Doctor, Crocus. And we get a bunch of no names that I we really haven't had a lot of heart to heart with yet. And anybody stick out at you before I start reading?
No, but the idea that we are just now learning about 2/3 of the Roger
Yeah.
Pirates at this point of the story is like, wait a minute, we ain't seen Rocks, but we
Mm-hmm.
know about Rocks. We know about his crew. We know all their faces and what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's flipped for the Roger Pirates. We know
Exactly.
the top. That's crazy.
And it's
Okay,
it's
I got
kind of like the Blackbeard Luffy situation where we know
it.
everything about the Luffy Straw Hat Pirates, but it's like Blackbeard and his pirates. It's like we know their inverses, but we don't know too much about them. They're really good at keeping that like tucked. Um, but yeah, we get people like Tactical Officer Moon Isaac Jr., Helmsman
Mm-hmm.
Don Kino, Torturer Millet Pine, the guy on the very bottom under my picture. Imagine that guy tortured you. Terrifying, maybe. The scholar is rowing, so that's their Robin. You got the
Mm-hmm.
informant Ario, who he kind of looks like an informant. If you click the button that shows you all the
Yeah.
pictures, he looks like an informant. Got
Yep.
an intelligence officer Spencer, maybe going undercover for the Marines. You know what I mean? The gunner Peter Moo, looking like he hung out with what's his name, Gang Beje, musician Jackson Banner, Michael Jackson. I don't know who. David Banner. You know what I'm saying? With a stunt like me, like that's the only banner I know. And then the shipwright, Blue Marine. So I don't know if
Uh,
that's a name or what's going on.
and so I didn't really take much of the names because I think as a prequel to our main story, we've seen enough of the Roger Pirates to kind of get the gist of maybe how it was. We understand that they parallel the Straw Hat Pirates very well. But I am looking at these job titles. We're seeing torturer, we're seeing intelligence offer, informant. These are things that maybe we've adapted out of as pirating has progressed because I don't remember seeing anybody with those titles as of yet.
Well, maybe that's just the pirates that we hang out with. You'll be,
Sure.
I will be. You'd have to convince me. Gang Beige doesn't have both an informant and a torturer. You know what I
Very
mean?
true. Very
You
true.
gotta convince me that one of them people on the Kid Pirates wasn't a torturer. Like you gotta convince me of that stuff. Like, but the fact that we have so many more, I want to say classes, but job titles
Mm-hmm.
is interesting. Now, one character can have multiple titles. See Usopp for like the first three arcs. You know what I mean? He was the
Yeah.
shipwright, sniper, whatever he needed to be. So it's like you can definitely be more, but to have a crew this size, I think this has got to be like 12 people deep, and everybody has a specific job and role,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just now finding out is just, again, it's crazy.
And just to be devil's advocate, informant really made me think of Morgan's. So he doesn't look very far off from being like a hybrid. So I'm gonna throw his name in the ring as far as who could be Morgan's, because I feel like it being connected to Roger makes a lot of sense, but with no mention of Mr. Momora, who is my assumption that Morgan is,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to decide whether that was intentional, that we're leaving that for later, or it's not intentional and we should be looking elsewhere. But
That's true. And who's
I
to say
digress.
informant means military informant? It could be
Sure.
any kind of informant. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking Harry Potter talking through the fire. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
just anything
Okay.
simple like that. Like, hey, I need some info. You got some info. Let's communicate long distance. Like you got the owls. You got the seagulls. You know what I'm saying? Like these modes of information where it's just like, hey, no, I know shit, and I know how to. I'm a broker for information. Like I know how to get knowledge. I know how to acquire knowledge, and I know how to sell knowledge. Like one of those kind
Yep.
of people, which is just kind of interesting because the more you hear and see Roger, number one, seeing the background, the more different he looks. Every
Right.
time we see him, he looks different. But the more you're just like, okay, like this isn't as straightforward as Luffy. Like you're kind of you're different, but it's like what's going on? It's like a mystery, like the whole Joy Boy Nika thing. It's like, what are you? Who
Yeah.
are you?
And I mean, he believed, like you were going off of what you're saying, he believed that he was going to spawn like the second coming. So it's like you have to also have some narcissistic way of viewing yourself. Like, man, I am the shit. Like, for me to spawn something like it's like, wow, you really see yourself like that, don't you? That's crazy.
Also,
But I
everybody
mean,
everybody told you was a shit. You believe him, wow. All right, I'm gonna let you
which
have it.
I mean, honestly, it's like it's tough to say because you are the pirate king, but at the same time, it's like, all right, bro, relax. Uh, the next question I found interesting was actually question two. I had to actually do my own research, but a viewer actually catches Oda with this off guard. Is the man with the sunglasses who appeared in chapter 1096 Gil Bastar? And Oda's like, yeah, he's actually a hidden character. How did you know that? He's a protagonist of a manga I drew when that he drew when he was 17. So
Probably wanted.
it is wanted, actually. I was going to bring that up. Yeah. So he's apparently a high bounty gained from killing many people in self defense. So he's not like a go out there and kill him kind of guy, but he'll kill you if you coming after him, which
Yeah.
is, I mean, hey, that's not like a fuck with.
Hey,
Like,
did you have four arms before or after you got turned into a zombie? Because I
hey,
know
that's,
he was turning people to zombies, but he was experimenting on them with animals. And you
yeah,
want to know something? It's I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted because I'm sorry, Caesar, the guy that
sure.
knows secrets about the end, the guy that
Sure.
went to um, God Valley and turned to Thriller Bark, was experimenting and making people into like half human,
Gecko
half
Moria.
yeah, Gecko Moria. I'm sorry, Gecko Moria.
No, you're fine. I was like, I didn't know Caesar was at God Valley. God, I'm such
No,
an
no,
idiot.
Gecko Moria. Okay, let me reset. Let me reset.
Yeah,
Gecko
yeah, go ahead, go
Moria
ahead.
took over God Valley and was experimenting on people, turning
Mm-hmm,
them to half human, half animal creatures. And
mm-hmm,
then we
mm-hmm.
see that again because that's all they're doing. Caesar's doing, making those half zone devil fruits, the smiles. So then you go back forward to another iteration of half man, half human creature or half animal creatures from
Yeah.
experimentation. It's just like the same story over and over again, just like developed.
And it could be also a different form of like a zone devil fruit as well. Like if you're just mixing together,
Yeah,
it's like a necromancy devil fruit type. I don't know. That's kind of crazy. I like that.
but it's like he's pre-exposing us to the idea before he shows us the
Mm-hmm.
idea, and Oda's really good at doing that. And I think that one's I think he did that on purpose. I'm probably gonna
Yeah,
clip that for this episode, but yeah,
I like it. I
Gil
like it.
Bastar, dope.
Gilbert, I mean, and at the end of the day, I don't mind it because A, he's worked so fucking hard on this manga. He deserves to. like give us some of his own backstory. And this is coming from, a childhood. He started One Piece when he was a kid, so it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty damn dope that he brought that around. Scopper Gabon in question three is apparently named after Jean Gabon, a French actor. So that's pretty cool. Same thing with names. You kind of have to just pick random shit, make it sound
Yeah.
sound good, I guess.
The next one's a picture of where he got the concept of Branch 8 on Elbath. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Scandinavian village on a lake. And it kind of looks similar, but yeah, I see it. Just looks peaceful.
very true. Then we get the Gerd and Goldberg look. Oh, sorry. It's somebody asking Oda, hey, what does Gerd and Goldberg look like when they were young? So we get pictures of it. It's exactly how you imagine. The only one who's shocking to me was Stanson. That
Yeah.
that guy looking rough without a beard. Everyone else, I'm exactly how they look when they're older. They're just a kid, and that's it.
His stance it looked like a fucking snowman.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what it was. Thank you. Yes. So who knows? I mean, they're cool, but they've been. I think that shows that they've been together for a while.
Yeah, and I also
But
just like the fact that Oda makes these pictures of these guys as kids, and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna write a little backstory about them then too.
yeah. Um, but and so we've seen a few of them in flashbacks with Big Mom and stuff like that. So we've seen most of these kids. I don't remember seeing Stanson. I think that motherfucker would haunt my nightmares. So I didn't remember this next question. The pirate crew that appears in chapter 1122 is the legendary pirate crew, right? I was
Yeah,
like, yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
I think it's from like another Show and Jump magazine manga.
Ah,
There, I guess it's by the same author of
Shaman
Rurouni
King.
Kenshin and Shaman King.
Ah, shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Shaman King was like one of those Saturday morning animes, but you're like, this is like anime, but it's drawn different. And then Rurouni Kenshin was cool, but it was one of them Toonami animes
Yo,
about
the
a dude.
reverse blade. Yeah, the reverse
Yeah,
blade guy. Yeah, I
yeah.
remember him. Yeah.
It was one of them Toonami animes about like the dude that has a whole bunch of chicks, like Tenchi Muyo. I was like, oh yeah, I remember these. The next question was Dosundatas. We find out what Dosundatas are. They're just human tontatas. They're like, oh, we thought that was gonna be like a giant tontata mix, and he's like, no, that's Zushin Dodos or something. Like, okay, thanks,
Yeah,
Oda.
my fault, dog. Like, he said, no, you dumbass. It's this.
You
Oh,
did,
okay.
the only similar thing is dough. So like that. Okay, man. There's no toe. There's just okay.
And there's no shortage of mixtures, and we can keep going until we're blue, and like we'll be able to, because then you get the long arm mating with the long leg tribe, and it's like, okay, so you're just yeah. So what are you gonna call that thing? It's so at the end of the day, it's just love who you love type shit. I guess is kind of Scopper's idea, which is what he does. Uh, but
But that being said,
oh,
we're gonna skip next. Let's just skip the next couple. We got some stuff about Gerd and giant girls. We got some stuff about Nami. I got Vegapunk got a cousin that they just created because somebody wrote in that he got a cousin, so they made one.
yeah.
Cool. Dude looks like a loser.
Yeah. So the next question that I'd like to talk about is in the Elbath arc, those strange animals from the movie Strong World keep appearing. I really love the idea of being incorporated into the main story. Oda replies, "That's right. I've designed a lot of animals for that movie, and those animals made their appearance here on Elbath. Well, coming up with something new is troublesome, which we talk about all the time. It's kind of hard to do that with Devil Fruits, character design, names. Animals are no short to that. Um, so, what would animals look like if they evolved in a world that strength governs everything? And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, how different can a snake look versus, in different areas of the world? So he's not wrong there. So I made them appear here. It's definitely not something I'm too bothered with. I'm not because I'm too bothered to think of anything new. Okay, which I don't care what the animals look like, so who cares about that? Any thoughts about the animals?
Not too much about the animals. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to reuse some animals. I do like the movie Strong World, and they were
Mm-hmm.
also on a island with giant creatures, which
Mm-hmm.
they're often on islands with giant creatures. It's an anime, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna fault him for reusing them. You can have big bears anywhere, you know what I mean?
And and at the time, I know it's easy to forget, but we also didn't know who Scopper really was yet. We were still assuming between him and Shiki, and then Shiki, you see all these animals showing up, and Shiki's Strong World is Strong World, so it was kind of like a good thing for
Yeah,
Oda to keep it going,
like sure
tease it
you
a little
didn't know.
bit,
That's a good
and
point.
then boom, yeah. So it's hard. It's hard to really see because I give a lot of credit to Oda. He's made an incredible anime, so it's kind of hard to really
Yeah.
hate that.
There's a couple more questions, but nothing that's like too crazy. I guess the biggest thing there's a question about Gunko, but nothing really. We've been getting a lot of comments on our last Gunko video of she's a man
Mhm.
mayor, and a lot of people have been saying it's been confirmed. I don't know where the hell they confirmed it.
I
But
don't
I
think they
got like
confirmed.
8 people saying it, so maybe somebody else had a video about it. They finally caught up. But the last question is basically, how's Loki's transponder snail working? He's got to click it, right? So it
Yep.
clicks. He's like, this one works like Hey Siri works. It's like, okay, bro. This is ancient technology, but okay.
I mean, so and I think this might be one of those like later on we'll be like, wow, okay, it was always there. We're always remaking old technology in this One Piece world. We're rebuilding after every world starts over. So it's us making a new Emmett is kind of showing with Frankie. I mean,
It's like this is
us
where we
making
are
it.
in that line.
Yeah. So this may be a really old one, and it may give us a clue to how to build more of them in the future. But I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too deep. Oda's just trying to ride himself out of a hole. Who
Yeah,
knows?
apparently he comes to us for tips. So if
Yeah.
you guys like this review, let us know. We do SBSs all the time. Maybe I'll make it.
Mhm.
We don't like label it, so I can't make an SBS playlist. But check the backlog. We got plenty of content. And if you guys support us, we will support you. Write down a comment. What's your guys' favorite question? How do you guys feel about the upcoming arcs? If you guys write it down and we like it, we're gonna post it on the next video and talk about it.
Yep.
Later.
Peace.